One of the best African teams heading into World Cup 2022 Qatar is Morocco. Just behind Senegal, they have an absolutely brilliant roster with PSG star Achraf Hakimi on the right-hand side. You have two brilliant Sevilla forwards in Youssef and Nazir and Munir beside him. You also have in the midfield of Watford young talent and star midfielder Imran Louza and Wolves centre back Romain Saiss, who is highly underrated. This is a fantastic Moroccan side, but don't get me wrong, this side should be extremely better and way higher, hitting way better heights, due to the fact that manager Vahid Halilhodzic, the 69-year-old Bosnian, has had so many issues with the likes of Hakim Ziyech and Mazaroui. That is the reason why the two best players in the nation, don't get me wrong, Hakimi is the best player, the two of the top three best players in the nation, and Hakim Ziyech and Mazaroui, don't play for Morocco. This is a true shame because they are two of the better players in the nation. And the fact that the issue with the manager has had to make a top-end Chelsea player in Hakim Ziyech go out and retire from international football at the age of 29. This isn't a guy with a lot of injury history. This isn't a guy who doesn't want to play for the nation. This is a guy who's been turned away from the nation because of the way he's been treated by the manager. That is a true shame. If you want to go far in likes of the AFCONs, if you want to go far in qualifying for the World Cup in CAF, you got to have players like Hakim Ziyech, one of your best players in the nation. You shouldn't have your manager turning away players like Hakim Ziyech and the likes of Mazaroui, Ajax star, and talented right back. Don't get me wrong, he is unbelievable. And yes, Hakimi does play in that position. But Mazaroui is a fantastic player, and the fact that Hakim Ziyech has had to retire from international football due to problems with the manager Vahid Halilhodzic, this is just an embarrassment for the Moroccan Football Federation in my personal opinion. No nation should be losing two of their top three players due to issues with the manager. That is not right for my stance as a fan. If I was a Moroccan fan, I'd be thinking this is completely done by the manager. This is terrible on what the manager's doing. Yes, you guys have still gotten qualified, but I do believe if you want to go forward in the World Cup, if you want to progress even farther, if you want to go farther in future AFCONs, you need these players on your side. Always. You can't have two of your better players not playing and just sitting in the sidelines. And it is just a true shame, because I do believe these guys would want to play for the nation, especially the likes of Hakim Ziyech, if the manager was a bit better on his side. Yes, like I said, Morocco does have some fantastic players. Like I mentioned, the two Sevilla forwards in Youssef and Nazir, who is having a truly terrible year. Yes, last year he popped off with 18 goals, but this year he has been brutal. Only 3 goals and very good amount of appearances for Sevilla. And Munir does tend to be injured quite a bit, unfortunately for the Sevilla stars. And yes, they do have some decent midfielders, but nothing that's going to be controlling a game top end. Imran Louza, I think, is a quality player for Watford and has a bright future for the likes of Morocco. But Hakimi can't carry Morocco all the way. I do believe you need more talented forwards. The right side of Morocco would be so dangerous if you had Hakimi on the right wing back, if you had Ziyech just in front of him, and then you had Mazaroui as well in there. This team would be so dangerous and so much more fun to watch. Yes, they're an extremely fun side to watch already with some brilliant players, but I believe you just need your top-end players. And yes, they have a brilliant goalie with Bonu in net, who is Montreal born and raised in Canada. But it is just crazy, I think, that what's happening with this Moroccan side. I'm really pleased that they made the World Cup, and it's going to be fun to see them against Canada. But it would just be more fun to see the best players playing for the nation. And you had Mehdi Benatia, really a Moroccan legend of the game, former Juventus player, admits he was speaking to Chelsea ace Ziyech about a Moroccan call-up or coming back to play with him. Even Benatia mentioned in the media, yes, I told Ziyech what I thought. Even if he has a big club career, being selected by the national team brings something incomparable and incredible. Yes, that is true. And yes, I do believe Benatia is speaking from the heart. But when Ziyech has been turned away so much that he has had to retire from football, from his country, it is something terrible that the manager has done. And I think it is just wrong that the manager has had to do this. Ziyech came out with some comments when Chelsea were away for the Club World Cup, and he talked to Abu Dhabi Sport, and he said, obviously I understand them, but I will not return to my national team. He then was asked if he has drawn his last conclusion, and he then said, yes, it's my final decision. It's all clear for me how things are going over there. It's all clear for me, and I'm focusing on what I'm doing, and right now, that's my club. He then ended and said, at the end of the day, it's the decision he makes. You have to respect it, but if all the lying comes with it, it's for the clear for me. Like I said before, I will not return to the national team. It is truly unfortunate for a country like Morocco. Yes, like I said, they have some brilliant players and some fantastic players already on the side. But for me, if you want to go far in the World Cup, if you want to go far in competitions in your continent, like the AFCON and other tournaments, you need your top players. And Hakim Ziyech is a top end player that most nations would take, and most nations would really do anything to fit them into the side. And the fact that Mazaroui is also joining him in the side, or in the conclusion, not going to the World Cup and play for his home country, it's a true shame. And for me, it's very interesting to see what this manager is doing. I don't know what he's doing in the background, but when you have Hakim Ziyech saying behind doors that he is lying, and it's clear for him to see where they are going, it is very interesting and tells a lot. But there are going to be some stars left behind for Morocco going into World Cup 2022 Qatar, with Hakim Ziyech and the likes of Mazaroui not joining the nation. Yes, they could come back and come play for their home country, but I don't believe it's going to happen. Two huge stars missing out from Morocco. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Moroccan fans, let me know what you guys believe about Hakim Ziyech and Mazaroui not joining the nation at the World Cup. Drop a comment, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and drop a like. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace!